Welcome back to NBA Today.
My life is a movie.
From Yaoundé, Cameroon, and the University of Kansas, Joel Embiid.
You better start trusting the process.
I always say that everything just happens so fast.
Is this the tag game series?
I don't want to hear about no process no more.
Philadelphia, for the fourth time in the last 5 years, goes out in the Eastern Conference semis.
I've been through a lot.
But you just gotta prove that you belong on this stage.
Going into this year, I've gone up to another level. But the only way I'll get respect is if I win a championship.
Welcome back to NBA Today. Kendrick, Perkins, Richard Jefferson with us. I don't know what's going on with me.
Fine.
I just got excited because Tim Bontemps is here in studio with us here in LA. Don't leave him hanging. Don't leave him hanging.
Sorry.
There we go. But gentlemen, let's talk about Joel Embiid, because there's no doubting that he has been one of the most dominant players since he first entered the league 7 years ago. Still, he has yet to reach a conference finals. But his comments about how badly he wants to win, they have caught fans' attention this morning. Take a listen.
What can we look forward from Joel Embiid?
I just want to win a championship. Whatever it takes. I don't know where that's going to be, whether it's in Philly or, everywhere else. I just want to have a chance to accomplish that. I want to see what it feels like to win that first one and then you can think about, the next one.
So Joel Embiid loves Twitter, and he took some time to respond to some criticism on Twitter earlier today. And one tweet read, "Buddy, check my middle name, Joel Embiid." I was a little bit confused at first because I was like, his middle name is Hans. I don't get it. I've lost my place as the best troll here, and it went to D. Morey. So I guess he has a little bit of work to do. But Joel Embiid, he's currently entering the first year of his 4-year Supermax extension that he signed 2 years ago. So Tim, I want to start with you here. How seriously should we take this? Joel Embiid wanting to win, potentially even if it's not in Philadelphia.
I don't really take anything that Joel said there all that seriously, because he said this kind of stuff a bunch of times in the past. I think, to me, what's more indicative of what's going on here is this is going to be the conversation around the Sixers for the next several months, and really for the next calendar year, right? I see Richard's excited about this. Look, with where Philly is at right now, with the path they have taken by being patient, by not adding anybody with future years other than matching this small contract for Paul Reed they could move if they wanted to. They've set themselves on a pretty high-risk, high-reward path, where next summer they could potentially have 2 max salary slots to go out and add real players to their roster. But that means they either have to do that next summer and get those guys and have a team that's ready to be an elite contending team for a long time, or we're going to be in a situation like Damian Lillard's in Portland, where he's looking around saying, this team isn't good enough.
Yeah,
if Philly strikes out, then they're not going to be good enough. Joel Embiid's going to go, what am I doing here?
Damian Lillard was patient until he wasn't. Joel Embiid, thus far, he's been pretty patient. He's seen a cycle of teammates. Richard's hitting the desk. Let me get out of here.
Not happy.
No, I'm fine. This is what I'm saying. I 100% believe him. 100% believe him. Let me go. Who was LeBron more connected to Cleveland, or is Philly more connected to Embiid? Because Bron was like, home? No, I'm out. I'm going to Miami. I want to win. Players want to win. They're judged by that. So when he says it's either going to be here or someone else, history tells us that great players will change teams.
Yeah.
Look at what's going on with Dame. There's been rumblings about lots of people changing situations. LeBron has left. KD has left. All of these people have left. Very few. It is very, very rare that a player stays in. And a lot of times the players that stay are guys that win championships early, like a Steph Curry. Those guys that win are guys younger in the portion in their career. Look at this graphic. Look at the top 5 picks to win titles with the team that drafted them. That's not a lot. There's not a lot. There's how many on that list? I see 3, 5. There's 9 people on that list. And Tristan and Kyrie were on the same one. Look, Tristan, Kyrie, LeBron were all on the same team.
Well, let's be honest. Darko doesn't really count either.
So Darko doesn't count. No, we haven't seen him. So let's just say this. Let's say that there's a list of probably 4 players that have won a championship. Jason Kidd's on that list. He left for 15 years, then went back to Dallas and won a championship. So what I'm saying is there's a higher probability of that man being gone and winning a championship than doing it in Philly. And so people, Daryl Morey and ownership, needs to look at that list and be like, he's not kidding.
Yeah.
He's just calling it a troll. I do it all the time. I say something, I mean it, and I was like,
No, it's the new I got hacked. It's like, no, I'm trolling. Perk, where do you fall on this?
I'm with Richard. I 100% believe Joel Embiid, and rightfully so, because at what point do we ask ourselves, is Joel Embiid tired of going through going through the drama that has been happening with the Philadelphia 76ers? We know how Joel Embiid felt about Jimmy Butler. The Philadelphia 76ers dropped the ball on that one. We saw what happened with the Ben Simmons situation, where Joel Embiid had to basically say, forget what's going on with him. I got other guys in this locker room. I got to go be a leader. They fired Doc Rivers. Now all of a sudden you get to a point where James Harden don't want to be there. And now he has to go into another season dealing with drama of trying to convince a player to stay in Philly, which is unfair. So at the end of the day, Joel Embiid has delivered in great fashion over the last 2 seasons, leading the league in scoring, and this past season winning the MVP. I believe him. And if he do decide to leave in the near future, no one should be mad at him, because he has given it his all when it comes down to the organization. So if Daryl Morey in the front office can't do what they need to do and make sure they get the right pieces around him to be able to compete as the legit title contender, then no one should be mad if in a year or 2 he acts out or one out, or maybe want to trade, go somewhere else, take his talent.
Hey, can we put that graphic up there, pretty please? Because I want to show people. First of all, I apologize, Kathy. I shouldn't just be asking you just to.
She's the best director. This is why.
She is the best. Okay, now let's look at this. Tim Duncan, we know about Tim Duncan. Sean Elliott and David Robinson. All 3 of them were on the same team, right? Tim was one, David won, Sean Elliott. So they won a championship with the same group.
Let's just skip it. There's 2 guys on that team that were drafted with the team and led their team to a title. Tim Duncan and Dwayne Wade. That's it.
Sean Elliott.
The rest of those guys were complimentary players, or not the number 1 guy on the team at that point.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying.
So the list is short.
When you look at
LeBron left and came back.
LeBron left and came back. D Wade obviously stayed there. And even Jason Kidd left and came back. So there's very few times that top 5 picks win championships with their teams. And sometimes it's unique situations. So I believe him 100%, and Philly should believe him.
To be clear, I'm not saying not to believe him. He just says this stuff a bunch. To me, it's what you said. They're on the clock.
Get good enough. Kobe Bryant, I know not the team that dropped,
exactly.
But the late great Kobe Bryant.
This is the conversation that we're going to be having for the next calendar year. What is going to happen with Joel Embiid in Philly?
Yes.
To me, the words sort of are irrelevant. It's the actions of the Sixers. Can they be good enough? Can they get the team good enough by next offseason? If they can't, then it's going to be, what do we do now?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.